dissecting goldfish skin and discovering another world within, the secret to its silvery shine and magical elasticity. We peeled back a bit of the yellow outer skin of a goldfish. Beneath, a shiny silver surface emerged. Strangely, when cut, the layer stretched like rubber. It didn't tear, but rather felt elastic. So, we decided to investigate. Let's get started. Strangely, when cut, the layer stretched like rubber. It didn't tear, but rather felt elastic. So, we decided to investigate. Let's get started. Segment 1. The mystery of silver and rubber pull. Let's delve into two peculiarities that we can feel directly with our hands. The first is color. Once the yellow layer is peeled off, what appears is a whitish silver color, not bone white, not dull gray, but a truly shiny silver. Is there silver metal in fish skin? The secret lies in something called guanine crystals. Within this layer, millions of microscopic, flat crystals are arranged neatly in layers. Each crystal perfectly reflects light in all directions. As a result, our eyes perceive this even reflection as a bright silver color. Now, the second peculiarity is elasticity. When the skin is pulled, it feels exactly like pulling latex, but stronger. Why is this? The answer lies in two protein fibers that weave throughout this layer. The first is collagen fibers, which provide incredible strength that resists tearing. The second is elastin fibers, which give it the ability to stretch and spring back. Segment 2. Surprising adventures under the microscope. A thin, interconnected network of irregularly shaped cells is visible. This is the actual form of collagen and elastin fibers, which visually form a loose weave. Under the microscope, the collagen fibers appear as fine, wavy lines, pale and transparent, while the elastin fibers are slightly shinier. These fibers form the framework that supports the entire life of the fish's skin, providing passageways for other cells, blood vessels, and nerves. And there are few irregularly shaped water droplets pooling on the surface of the tissue. These droplets are fresh mucus that still clings. Even when we peel the skin, remnants of the very thin, transparent epidermis layer remain. In this layer, cells called goblet cells continuously secrete mucus. This mucus is composed of water and glycoproteins, the same mucus that makes fish slippery. Segment 3. Yellow spots. Are they really the outer skin? Among the woven fibers, we will see yellow spots at the 2:58-minute mark of the video. The color is striking bright. Are these the remains of the yellow epidermis? Because from the outside, goldfish do look yellow. But is it possible that pieces of skin that have been peeled off still have epidermis left? After we examine it more deeply, these yellow spots are actually located within the dermis layer itself. They are special cells called xanthophores. These cells are filled with yellow-orange pigments called pteridines and carotenoids. So, the yellow color of goldfish does not come from a slimy outer layer, but from pigment cells nested in the upper part of the dermis. The fish epidermis is actually transparent, so we can see the colorful dermis from the outside. And what is more astonishing, these xanthophore cells can change. If the fish is stressed or in a dark place, this yellow pigment can move around in the cells, causing the color to fade. Segment 4. The mystery of brown and the rectangular lump of rock. You've probably noticed that there are different shades of brown: pale brown, light brown, and dark brown. Why is that? This is where we encounter another type of pigment cell called a melanophore. These cells contain melanin granules, and the fish's melanophores can instruct these granules to spread or clump together. As they spread throughout the cell's branches, the visible color becomes pale or light brown. When they clump together in a central location, the color becomes a deep dark brown, even black. So, the same cell can produce several shades of brown simply by adjusting the position of the pigment. Fish can darken or lighten their skin in a matter of seconds, not by changing pigment, but by moving it around. Then, when examining this light brown area, there's a kind of rectangular rock, the same color as the surrounding light brown. The edges are neat, not like random fibers. What is this? After comparing it with the literature, it turns out that this is not a rock, but a scale. Specifically, a cycloid scale that is growing inside a scale pocket in the dermis. Goldfish scales are composed of a clear collagen matrix, and when cut thinly across, they appear as flat, rectangular plates. Because they are young and thin, their color matches the surrounding dermis. Segment 5. Mysterious black circles and the function of the dermis that unites it all. We've certainly seen various sizes of nearly round boulders with distinct black edges. These are melanophores in full contraction. The black edges are the contrasting boundaries of the cell membranes, as all the pigments are gathered within. Their sizes vary because each cell can be in a different phase of contraction, or simply because the cells themselves vary in size. So, what appears to be a black boulder is actually a single living cell taking a break from its task of distributing color. So, what does the dermis layer do for goldfish? First, as an elastic skeleton, it maintains body shape while allowing for freedom of movement. Second, it is both a factory and home to scales, which act as a physical shield. Third, it provides camouflage, a camouflage mirror that is difficult for predators to see. This technique is called counter-shading. Fourth, the dermis is a sensory tissue rich in blood vessels and nerves, sensing pressure, temperature, and injury. What we've shown today is just a glimpse of the wonders hidden all around us. The goldfish, which we often take for granted, are actually walking laboratories full of brilliant design. If you enjoyed this type of investigation, don't forget to like, share, and let us know in the comments. Which part surprised you the most? See you on your next microscope adventure.